Alex is with me down here. Megan and Tammy and Taylor is the other side of these woods. There is a trail, and what Alex and I had to walk through to get here, very thick, very wet. But we are on using GPS. We are on location of the image that I shared in a live feed 2 nights ago, where we believe a vehicle was in this area. First, we are at Bean Lake on the Missouri side. I let you know we'd give the location today. If you look way down there, you might could see the water. This gets covered with water quite often. And you want to tell them what we found?
Well, it appears what we have found is an old piece of farm equipment. And by the imaging, on the Earth imaging pictures, it sure looked like a car being in the water, and we don't know how old those pictures were that were taken at that time. But, with deterioration and rust and everything that happens being underwater so many times, and it just, unfortunately, it's not what we're looking for. And it's a disappointment because it sure did look like it, on the pictures that we were looking at and researching and investigating, that it definitely looked like it. But sadly, it's just a piece of a farm equipment. That's all it is. And it really, not to say it tricked us, but
It did. I was convinced this was a vehicle.
it really did. And I mean, we've looked around the area. We're using GPS tracking on a phone. We've walked right to the area where the image was, and we are literally right on it. And we've looked around to see, well, what if something was silted in, and we don't see a roof of a car. It honestly, it just looks like this is what it is.
Yeah, and this ground pretty solid.
Yeah.
So a vehicle, if this hasn't sunk down, a vehicle wouldn't have sunk either. This would be the side that looked like the vehicle in the images. And if you could remember or go back, or I'll share the image again, this side over here, you could see something that looked like it was sitting above it, and that's just part of it over here and how it's laid out. And as Alex was saying, we don't know how old those images were, but there is no water here now, and in the images it was clearly underwater.
Yes.
So unfortunately, we do not have a vehicle today. So with that, we're going to head back up and join the others before they get too worried and send a search party out for us. And we will jump on a live, tomorrow night's live feed. Instead of the normal live feed, we will discuss today and today's efforts, and then see where the live feed goes from there. So with that, until next time, you guys stay safe, and we will catch you down the road. That is, if I could. And Dan, I did think this is going to be a vehicle too. And now I got to see how to shut this off on my phone. And true crime, no, did not. As you can see, this was a piece of farm equipment that was here, and using a GPS and everything, we are on the exact location of where the images were taken. So unfortunately, this is what we found. And I mean, it's a cool find, but I really believed this was going to be a vehicle. We were hoping it would have been a Honda Civic, but yeah, it looked just like a vehicle on those images.
Here's, if y'all can see this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this is my phone, and this is the GPS tracking that we're using, and it clearly shows the dot, and it shows us on the image as we're standing here. So, you know, this is the proof that this is truly what this object was.
And it also shows us, like you were saying, oftentimes images off of Google Earth underwater look identical to a vehicle, and yet, as this shows, it's not always the case. But
and it's sad because, you know, it felt so strong that we were so strong that this could be possibly, you know, who we were looking for. And, you know, not to say that it tricked us, but we truly thought it was a car. And, you know, from the images, it looks like a car, but, you know, it's just a piece of farm equipment. I think Catfish Bob said that he thought it looked like there was a boat sitting next to it, and, you know, unfortunately it's not. It's just a piece of old farm equipment, and it's definitely the way it's built and the way it's been probably twisted. And I mean, honestly, somebody drug it down here into where this floods. It has been burnt. You know, you can tell by the wheels how the tires were burnt off of it, you know. But, you know, honestly, we don't know how long it's been here.
okay, so guys, we are going to go ahead and get off here, meet back up with the others, and tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time, we will go live again, and we'll get further into this and what's coming up next. So you guys take care.